It's been a long journey भनौँ न for the lab masters. Like अहिलेको लागि it's me and then Pratik Dai, के भन्छ उताबाट रोशी म्याम र सबिना म्याम हुनुहुन्छ. Being a lab master, as you've seen, is not an easy thing to do. It requires a lot of energy, it requires a lot of planning, it requires a lot of work, shouting, running around, and so much to do नि त. त्यसको लागि skills मात्र भएर पुगेन, willingness पनि चाहियो हैन.
The workshop को purpose चाहिँ के थियो भने threefold training भइरहेछ यहाँ. एउटा स्टुडेन्ट्स र पार्टिसिपेन्ट्सलाई हामी ल्याब मास्टर्सले ट्रेन गर्दैछौँ डिजाइन थिङ्किङ भन्ने कन्टेन्टमा. त्यसपछि आएर त्यो कन्टेन्ट ट्रेन गर्नलाई हाम्रो एउटा सपोर्ट टिम छ कोच भन्ने. त्यो कोचलाई एकजना फिनिस ल्याब मास्टरले ट्रेन गर्दैछ. त्यसपछि आएर हामी ल्याब मास्टर्सलाई पनि त्यो ल्याब मास्टर्सहरूले रिफ्लेक्ट गराएर ट्रेन गरिरहेछ.
And the only way we can learn being a lab master is by doing it and making a lot of mistakes and getting a lot of feedbacks and through reflection. So this is our time where they are watching us perform and giving us feedback.
Think about the history of Finland. We have got lots of help from other countries to develop our own education and our own society. And personally, I think it's time for us to pay back. So if we can help the other countries to develop their teaching, their learning, I see the value there. That's why I think we are doing this.
Of course, there's a lot for us to learn how to teach and how to adapt and what's the local need for skills and for culture for it to work. But I think there's enough human level things that are common for everybody everywhere that it will work anywhere.
And since we are here in Nepal in the beginning of the program, I see that there are still some things that should be thought out based on to respond better to the local needs. But I can see that the progress so far has been really promising, and our intention here in Nepal is to increase the number of the trainers, and by that we can ensure the raised capability of running these lab-based learning programs here in Nepal.
This time we had some 57 participants, and we wanted to ensure that they go through this learning process whereby people from different backgrounds come together.
The beauty of doing residential workshop is that they get into the mood. Okay? Now that they've started working from scratch, from something they had no idea about, to figuring out why that problem is happening. I mean, we haven't given them any strict instructions on what they have to do or what they should be doing and should not be doing. They just do it. And most of the times it's self-directed learning. So, and the other thing that I think I should be mentioning is whatever is happening right now in the 5-day workshop is actually a process that is almost 2 months long in Finland. Yeah? So 2 महिनामा आनन्दले गर्ने कुरा हामी 5 दिनमा चाहिँ we're speeding things up. This is the first time when Nepali Lab Master is running this workshop. Okay?
D1 ma चाहिँ it's like more of knowing each other, team formation, problems ma focus haru bhayo हैन.
Once the team of 3 are there, they're given an issue that they want to solve.
Then they work towards getting deeper into the issues.
We make them go out to the market and then actually talk to the real people. So when you reach that point, there's the Gate 1 presentation. And what is the Gate 1 presentation? We try to see whether the participants have understood the problem well. Our Gate presentation is we have 19 teams. Out of 19 teams, only 11 teams would pass. And these things happen right after the feedback circle, which is probably one of the coolest things that happens within the workshop. Third day, my person, suddenly they get new team members or they are a part of a new team. And suddenly is an excitement. Somebody has already done their research. The problem is well understood. Now all they need to do is find the solution. Finding the solution becomes really fun for them.
There were a lot of other smaller sessions about how to help the participants understand the importance of creativity. There were sessions on creativity hats that would help them come up with different divergent ideas for their solutions.
Day 4 they start with building prototypes. And it feels very fun and nice until they realize that they don't have enough time. Day 5 is about delivering the presentation, being judged for it, and then ending up with the feedback circle.
Oh my god, I feel like I've graduated. There's just so much going around and I feel like I'm gaining so much from everything that's going on. This was one of the most interesting programs I've ever been.
First 2 days was pretty hard. After that, it was pretty fun actually.
Behind the scene, things were really fast. I won't say unorganized or unplanned, but everything had to be done really fast because the schedule was really tight. And the other thing is 60 people is a lot of people to handle. There, I'll ask you to wave your hand so that people know you. Team names are ready and make them divide. And when they have the teams and their issues, they will sit together, they will have a tea break. Okay. Alright? Breathe. Alright guys, I need your attention here. Plan gare anusar ke pani bhako chaina tara whatever is happening is still good. So let's see how it works. Well, we had a very strong plan. So even if there's some mistakes, we can always quickly fix it. So we have plan A to Z.
Last minute add bhago teamharu.
Ani last minute ma add haina substitute ke manche substitute ko china haina hai eti random morning we are getting calls hijo rati 9 bajsam getting calls somebody is telling me first day hami mildaina I'm out of time I'm trying to come can we come from day second no
we had a lot of mishaps haina त्यो के रे अर्डरै बिर्सेर गलत मान्छेलाई इभ्यालुएसन गर्ने देखि लिएर and then for my part also like I didn't look at the people when giving feedback, so some kinds of confusions were there, so that's a good feedback. I got feedback from the participants also, that's nice.
मलाई नदिनु न अब टेबल मा जाने के किन भयो भने मेन थिङ चाहिँ इन्टरनेट चलेन 5-4 जनाको अपलोड भयो टाइममा there were 4 minutes left एक जनाले अपलोड गर्दै थियो इन्टरनेट वाज नट वर्किङ अनि हामीलाई लाग्यो त्यही rather than waiting for internet let's go and collect in the pen drive.
I think the biggest change what I've seen in Lab Masters is their mindset and awareness towards this kind of innovative or learning by doing project-based learning. So that now it is not only a word, it's not only a text in the book, but they have experienced this throughout, inside out, that what is this kind of way of teaching.
You see that the lab masters, they understand what they are doing. They are not copying what we are doing, but they are developing something that is their own. And when you understand why you are doing something, you can do it in a different ways.
So यो ल्याब मोडलमा चाहिँ स्टुडेन्टहरूले आफैले गर्नुपर्ने रहेछ के काम चाहिँ अनि हामी एज अ कोचेस चाहिँ हामीले खाली उनीहरूलाई एउटा सानो नज गर्ने काम गर्छौं.
I was as participant last year, so it has been a crazy experience as coach this time. Behind the scenes is like such difficult tasks and which I did not realize last year.
So as a coach, I think मेरो लागि चाहिँ त्यो bits and pieces को लर्निङहरुलाई अब क्लासरुममा कसरी लग्ने भन्ने च्यालेन्ज हुन्छ अनि I'll try my best to implement those in my classroom.
It feels like we are trying really hard to put all the pieces in right places so that everything comes out beautiful at the end.
I think most important thing is to be on the same page as lab masters, right? So there has to be very much of a complementary skills between two lab masters, so that was very important. We realized that how important it is. If you fail to communicate often, then you might miss out on the small things. So we kind of experience that also. So the biggest learning for me as a lab master, it's very important that we coordinate very well, we plan in advance, we don't wait for the last minute to decide what to do when.
I think planning is guessing. Once again, so if I plan, I'm guessing that this is how it's gonna go. Acting spontaneously has always been my style, but after this workshop, I value that planning is really important.
These are learnings भनेको details, process or different process or जुन चाहिँ missing out मलाई थाहा थिएन किनभने यो चाहिँ मेरो फर्स्ट टाइम हो एज अ ल्याब मास्टर हैन पहिला म कोचेस भएर गरिरहेको थिएँ अरु पार्टमा चाहिँ I understood a lot of skills, strength that I had and I understood like what kind of weaknesses I have and what I need to work on भन्ने कुरा नै भन्छ so I'm more confident.
Generally पहिला बरु अलिअलि भए पनि दिन्थेँ होला मैले हामी किङ्समा जिस्केर लिने भन्ने भन्छौँ टिचरले दिएकै गर्छ भनेर सो पहिला प्रब्ली 60-40 हुन्थ्यो होला अचेल म 20 मात्रै बोल्छु 80 चाहिँ विद्यार्थीले बोलिरहेको हुन्छ मेरो क्लासमा
पहिला चाहिँ we were only worried about how to run these workshops but this time our focus has shifted from how to why we're doing all the things that we're doing so it's more clearer on what's the philosophy behind this workshop. Okay? We understand the major learning goals behind everything we do. And when that is there, even if we miss or screw up something, we know the purpose so we can rectify it right there and then.
Now I think events like this is something which is not very much usual in our part of the world.
To be very honest, most of the workshops I did before attending Bucsbin first workshop was, I would call it talk shops now. Okay?
Because whenever even we talk about workshop like this, it's more like there's one person who's there to deliver more on a lecture-based delivery. Here it's very much experiential, very much hands-on. There were hardly any time that we were actually telling them what to do.
You become self-conscious. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ मलाई यो वर्कशप चाहिँ इम्पोर्टेन्ट जस्तो लाग्छ के किनभने त्यो कोर्स पढ्दाखेरि पनि स्टुडेन्टले कलेजमा पढ्दाखेरि पनि दे डोन्ट रिलेट विथ द कोर्स के
This is really a workshop because from day one they've been working and they're learning by doing every single time.
फर्स्ट डेमा अझै अलि नर्भस क्वाइट जस्तो थियो सबैजना हैन आज अलि जली मुडमा छ बट स्टिल देयर फेस हेज द्याट क्वेसन मार्क्स के जताततै के भइराछ या व्हाई आर वी हियर व्हाट आर वी डुइङ भन्ने टाइपको क्वेसनहरु छ के अझै तिनीहरुको व्हिच इज फन बिकज द्याट्स द वे मान्छेहरुले एक्सप्लोर गर्दै सिक्छन् त रमाइलो भइराछ
If you get a chance to participate in Bucsbin, then please do it because there is challenging, fun, and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Let's organize this sort of programs again to encourage people to have business incubation here in Nepal. I know we can solve problems now.
But if you never think about Nepal, you should come here. I love this country.